Okay, so today we're going to be doing the elevator pitch presentations. And just to go over it to make sure there's no misunderstanding for everybody, here is the link for the where we actually submit the hard copy or the actual typed document of what the elevator pitch is right here. Since I just posted this link today or the assignment tab today, I'm giving you all till Wednesday at 11:55 p.m. to actually get the elevator pitch typed up and submitted into Moodle. So you do have till Wednesday at 11:55 p.m. And just to clear everyone's understanding, if that is all that this assignment tab is for, is just the elevator pitch there that was submitted in, or that was turned in on my voicemail on my office phone, which is the number right here if they called in, or if you presented it in class. This is just your typed work right here, just so there's no misunderstanding here. That's all I'm looking for here. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and just let the presentation start. So just whoever would want to go first. Someone want to get it over with first, or go first? I know I always like going first. That way it's over with. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started on the elevator pitches. So, and I'll just have you just stand anywhere around here. So that's fine.
Is the mic gonna pick it up if I?
Yeah, just anywhere in the area you should be all right.
I have a little intro before I start to make it realistic. Alright. Looks like we're going to the top floor. By the way, there's something I want to run by you. Have you ever felt like you didn't have enough time to do your laundry? My friend Evan and I started A&E Laundry Service. Basically, it's a pickup and delivery laundry service similar to Uber, but for laundry. Essentially, the customer is going to place an order online via our online app or by telephone call. We pick up their laundry, wash it, dry it, deliver it back to them. We're going to target people in large college towns and cities who place a high emphasis on time, and we'll use a transactional revenue model where people pay per service or for a monthly discounted subscription. Our competition is the regular laundromats across the country. However, our competitive advantage is that our customers never have to leave their homes. This is going to save them around 2 hours of time per week. Plus, we have an abundance of potential customers because everybody does laundry. My friend Evan and I both have solid college educations and diverse work experience. There's no doubt in my mind that we can turn this idea into $1 million business. I'd really like to give you my full presentation sometime. Are you available sometime next week?
It's not bad, right?
Especially when we have three people.
Right. It makes it a lot better when there's not one. Sure, I'll shut this door. In case that bothers anybody when people are walking by. I think the best thing really out of doing this is just get used to just talking in public. That was, it's myself personally, when I first started teaching, which was last semester, that was my biggest thing. It was like, oh my God, I hated even getting this type of presentation. I was like, no, I've been like, I gotta like talk all the time.
It's not easy, that's for sure.
It gets better as it goes. So.
I just want to say mine's not going to be as good as Alex's there, but let's give it a go. Alright, if you're anything like me, you hate doing laundry. Having to spend over an hour of your time washing, drying, and folding your laundry is something everyone hates having to do. And Lord help you don't have a washer and dryer in your house. Taking that dreaded trip to the laundromat you've been putting off for weeks is going to catch up to you eventually. Alex and I also had this issue, and when we soon realized no one had created a solution yet, we thought to ourselves, there has to be a better way. And now there is. Introducing A&E's Laundry Service, the new way to do laundry. It's simple. Get your laundry done in one phone call or in 30 seconds on our mobile app. Quicker than ordering a pizza, you just let us know where you are and how much laundry you have, and we'll come to you, pick it up, we'll wash it, dry it, fold it, and bring it back to you, all for one small fee. The days of spending your time waiting around the laundromat are over. At A&E's Laundry, we're blowing away the competition. Call us today to take part in this laundry revolution.
I'm going to say something about girls' idea there. I'll stand up here just in case it's not taken. I really do love your all's concept of your all's revenue model and business plan. And I'll tell you why, because when I lived in Morgantown and went to class at WVU, I luckily had a washer and dryer in my apartment for the majority of the time. However, my second go around did not have a washer and dryer, but it was just in the basement of the building. But let me tell you, when it was cold in wintertime, just the pain to have to go down there and put the clothes in and flip it around, it just sucked. Let's just put it plain. It was terrible. Then you had to go down there and flip it, pull it back out. It just made laundry is just that much worse of a task. And also, when I lived in Brooklyn, New York, my unit did not have a washer and dryer, so I had to take it to a laundromat. Fortunately, it was directly across the street, but this was a main street, so like one of the main. It was called Grand Street right there in Brooklyn. But the only premium type service that they offered was you could drop your laundry off and pick it up. They didn't come pick it up, they didn't deliver it. So I think that's a great idea, because I most certainly would have used your all service from time to time on days when I was rushed and everything. So I think that the markets, the college towns and the big cities is definitely a great like aiming point for your niche market. And I just think it's a great idea. So I mean, good job on the idea and on the elevator pitch as well.
Right. I think even people who have a washer and dryer, they're not so used to something.
I do too, because laundry, I know myself personally, I mean, I'll wash something, and I didn't used to be this way, so I don't know what's happened to myself. I mean, but here, as the years, I think it's just because my schedule is busier and busier now. So I'll find myself washing the clothes, and now it's the folding that gets me. So now I've got like Mount Laundry more on one of our guest bedrooms, and my wife's always like, I mean, are you even gonna fold that laundry? Yeah, going to after I wash like 2 other loads in that too, But so now I totally think that's a great idea, and good job on both the elevator pitches as well. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
The microphone call.
Oh, right.
So, my name is Milica Knežević, and I'm a co-founder of a Sleepaway company. And as a student, have you ever wanted to just take a nap in a random couch in a college, or just go to your car, drive home for a few hours, and take a nap between your classes? Because I have. So Sleepaway is a service that provides a place for students of Bluefield State College to take a nap during school hours on the campus. And we have designated areas and pods in different buildings in the school. And pod is kind of, it consists of a mattress, pillow, blanket, and a charging station, which you can rent for some amount of minutes or hours. So so the founders, Michaela and Milica, are also student athletes in Bluefield State, so they understand the needs of the students, because they have the same needs like their customers, and they both study entrepreneurship, management, marketing in this school, so it gives them a great base and knowledge to start their own business. Sleeping Pods are in health, wellness, and fitness business, and our focus is to sell to individuals as well as to work with other businesses who would like to provide their employees with some extra benefits, which is more and more popular nowadays. And it is highly likely that our internally generated funds in next 2 years are going to be available to financially support our growth. And because after our startup costs, we are not going to have any bigger costs for expansion. Also, there is no really competition in this area, because our company is kind of like a pioneer and unique. And there's one similar company called Home, HOM, and their headquarters is in San Diego, California. And they were established in 2015, and they have their growth sales were around 125,000 for first year, and net income around 50,000, which shows that there is a demand and possible market for this type of business. And our biggest advantage for now is that we are unique, and also a passion of the founders, because like I said, the founders are also students, and they can put themselves in the customer's shoes. So would you like to join our Sleepy family?
to that too, or just my thoughts on that. I also think that's a good idea because both in my time at high school and at college, one instance I'll never forget. This is just a funny story. We had a library session we had to do with some class, and it was like mid afternoon. I don't remember what it was, but one of my good friends was sitting next to me. We're at like this table, doing our little library work, whatever we were doing. But he just kept telling me, I'm just so tired. Next thing I know, he's sitting to the left of me, and he's sitting here, and he's got his hands, holding his head up. Next thing I know, I just hear a big boom, and his face he fell asleep, and his face like slipped from his hands, and he busted his mouth open on the corner of the table. I mean, his lips, it's one of those like instant, his lips just swelled up, busted, his mouth was bleeding. So I felt bad for him, but it was hilarious. I mean, it was funny. I'm just glad it wasn't my mouth that got busted. But so he could have definitely used a little nap pod, And when I was at college, it was nothing to see people in nice weather laying around taking naps on campus and the open grass or on benches, or even just in the halls when it's cold, just trying to find a little bench or a little corner quiet with their hood pulled over their head. So I definitely think that both high schools and colleges would be a great place for those, and I do think that they could be used as well. So that's one little funny story of my friend banging his head off the desk, and I know myself, I can relate. There's nothing worse to be sitting in a lecture and either catching being sleepy and you just cannot stay awake, or find something for some reason so funny that you can't laugh because of the environment you're in, which makes it even more funny. You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever had that where you just can't stop laughing? You don't even know really what you're laughing about, but something's funny. So same thing with the naps, man. I think it'd be good. So I think both of these are great ideas, and I think everyone did a great job presenting their elevator pitch. So that's all that I have sketched out for today. And I guess we'll just spend a second on Friday's video. Have you had a chance to watch the Facebook video?
I started, but I didn't finish it.
Okay. Well, what do y'all, instead of we didn't write an actual reflection paper on it, what are some of the things y'all found interesting about it, or that you learned from it that you didn't know?
I didn't know Facebook had a big culture clash, or has a big culture clash with Google. I did not know that.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that as well. That was news to me in watching this video. I didn't know that. I figured that they would have a good relationship myself personally, with them both being in the tech industries and stuff of that sort. So that was shocking to me, and I thought it was pretty cool how Google even tried to mimic or mock Facebook with their Google. I forgot what it was actually called, but they tried to make a little social platform as well. I believe it was Google.
Yeah, I remember talking about it.
Something about that, but obviously it wasn't nearly as effective, or didn't take like the Facebook did.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool that he kind of swindled the idea of Facebook from those other three guys. And I was like, yeah, that's my idea now.
Right. I mean, I thought that, honestly, that's what I thought was the craziest thing. The fact that here someone just handed him the keys to. Now I don't know if you all pay attention. I'm kind of jumping ship here, but they just handed him the keys to be now the 5th richest man in the world, because at the time the video was shot, I think that when he just went public, he was worth like 15 million or billion, I believe. Now his net worth is like 69 billion. So he's like the 5th richest person in the world, and I think he's on track to be. He'll probably pass Jeff Bezos and all of them.
Yeah,
in
did
my
you see
opinion.
that Jeff Bezos is not the richest anymore?
Is he not?
From
was that?
yesterday, because Amazon stocks went down by.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw something on Forbes, but I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I think it was for
Now
like 2
it's
days.
Bill Gates
and it
again.
So they're teeter-tottering back and
Yeah.
forth.
Yeah.
Man, poor guys. I'd hate to be in that situation. I mean, that'd just be terrible.
Neither one of them wants it.
Right.
Jeff Bezos interviewed.
Right.
Thank you for taking that.
So I thought that was really interesting. Back to your point, Evan, about just the fact that some college students came up to me and was like, hey, we've been working on this idea for like a year, but we lost our coders or our programmers. Do you want to write some code for us? And I mean, just imagine someone coming to you and say, hey, you want to write some code? Just because he knew how to write code for computer programs and software, he was able to take their idea and just run with it.
He was in the right place at the right time.
right place at the right time, and just goes to show you the value of knowing how to write code for computer programs. So yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy, and the fact that the guys had no clue that was even coming, that he just completely blindsided them. What else did y'all find interesting or learn from it?
I think probably the most, or from what I saw and understood, probably one of the most efficient or way of preserving Facebook's status was when they bought Instagram before it got big, in there for $1 billion, because they saw like out ahead, they were like, this might get popular real quick, and then we would lose so much ground if we didn't have it.
Right. I think that was smart as well. It's kind of they kind of did the Instagram what was it? Who was the first company that Yahoo? Was it Yahoo that offered him $1 billion first? What company was it? Was it Yahoo that offered him $1 billion, and then someone else came and offered him like 1.5 afterwards? So they pretty much did the same. Mark did the same thing that they tried to do with him, because they seen, oh man, this thing is going to explode. So let's try to just offer him, $1 billion. And to most, how old was he at the time? Probably 21, 22 maybe. Getting offered $1 billion, most people would be like, I know if someone offered me $1 billion at 21 years old, I'd be like, sold. Only question I would want is how we were going to set it up so I could defer my taxes on it. I'd want it in the form of stock and only cash out 10%. That way I could defer it. That'd be my only issue. But yeah, I thought it was pretty impressive. Myself personally, I think it is just insane that he spent on and off I don't even think it probably took him a year. The video said a year, but he was obviously doing homework and other stuff and hanging out at the same time. But just a year on and off writing a code, and to think that just something started in a dorm room between a couple of kids or a couple young adults could make him turn into one of the richest people in the world. It's crazy to show how just little, small, simple ideas can really turn into something huge. Because ultimately, what did he create? Because everyone loves, well, not everyone, a lot of people love being interested in what their friends are doing and just being social, going to social networking events, and not so much for business planning, but just as far as just your personal lifestyles and your personal life. So he just, like you said, he just created a platform for people to socialize on, and it just really just exploded. I think it's pretty impressive. But I still feel sorry. I still feel sorry for the people whose ideas he stole. Imagine like the twin brothers and the other guy who just got nothing out of it. And they're just like, man, like were they really they asked the wrong person? What did they do wrong when they asked him if he'd do it?
They probably had to secure themselves, like some kind of like a pattern, no?
A what?
Like to secure themselves.
Right. So that is a perfect. That's exactly right. So the first thing that you always want to do, and this is a great lesson as being entrepreneurs, if you're going to start a business, or especially if you're going to go into a partnership with somebody, make sure you have an attorney involved from day one. If it's a partnership, get an attorney involved. And make sure that there's language to where everyone understands, and there's a third party, and there's a signed agreement. That way, that doesn't happen. Because just think, if those three students, they really thought their idea was going to be big. If they would have, all that took was getting an attorney involved, and they would have been right there enjoying this pie with Mark Zuckerberg. But instead, they had no ground to stand on, even though it was their idea. In the eyes of the law, there's nothing they could do because he came out with it. And in the eyes of the law, there was no agreement. So that's an important lesson just for business, especially in partnerships. There's two things you should always have in a business: one being an attorney, and two being an accountant. So those are two critical things in running a business or being an entrepreneur. So I think that's one of the biggest lessons you can learn coming out of that video, is how important it is to have a just some general counsel or just an attorney involved in whatever the agreement is that's drawn up between the parties of the partnership. So, anyone else find anything interesting or?
Well, I know I said this on Friday, but it just makes me want to buy some shares of Facebook, because I think about what else he's going to get done and what else he's going to buy in the next 30 years.
Right.
And that stock's probably
Yeah, I believe it will as well. You know, I mean, I'm curious as to what the shares are even selling for
I
right
didn't
now.
read the articles, but I know on Forbes Twitter page he was in Sakita or something this past week, like a lot of it. But he was in court for something.
Oh yeah, he was. He was being grilled
Privacy.
in court again. I wasn't sure what it was about either, but I know they were grilling him.
Yeah.
Poor guy, man. I mean, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I would gladly go sit in front of Congress or the Senate or whatever part of the government wants to grill me questions, because guess what? You can go send me to jail. I'll just bail myself out. You know, I mean, for that kind of money, I'll answer anyone's questions they want me to answer. You know, but yeah, I mean, poor guy. I mean, he does get scrutinized a lot. You know, I mean, because think about it. Every move or a decision he makes on Facebook, it's like billions of people know about it instantly, you know, and then he gets instant backlash. So, and I guess when you become that powerful, in essence, I mean, think about the amount of wealth he's holding just in his own bank account. I mean, that is just insane. So, with all that, you know, like I say, more money, more problems. So, I mean, but I thought it was a great little video, and I thought it would be a good one because everyone's on Facebook, so everyone can see where he's coming from, and the fact that he created it or stole the idea and then created it when he was right around everyone's age that goes to school is pretty interesting, and because you all can actually relate to a lot of the stuff that they had going on. So another thing is, I guess, no matter how stupid or simple an idea could sound, it could turn you into a billionaire or a multi-billionaire. So if you have passion for it or think it's a good idea, pursue it. You never know what could happen, you know. And just remember, always get an attorney involved, and you should have a CPA involved as well. It'll keep you in a lot of keep you out of being screwed out of a lot of things, and keep you out of a lot of legal trouble, whether it be taxes or whatever it might be. So, and that's once again, that's all I have for today. That's all my plans was for y'all to deliver y'all's elevator pitch and maybe discuss the video. So we will continue class on Wednesday, and I believe I do have a guest speaker for this Friday, so I will let y'all know for sure on Wednesday with that. So I appreciate y'all's time today, and great job on the elevator pitches. And remember to just submit the copy of it by Wednesday at 11:55 on Moodle. Thank you all.